Yes, welcome back to the 67 Hail Hail channel on YouTube with me, Hamish Carton. I've got Jackie McNamara there as well. How are you, Jackie?
Good, thank you. Very good.
And John McGinley as well.
Good as always, Hamish. Great to have you and Jackie.
Good to have you guys on. Now we're going to chat a little bit about it's been called Bolligate. Now we're not going to touch too much on the actual player himself because it's a long time ago now that it happened, but what we're going to touch on is the consequences for the club. Obviously Celtic didn't play league games against St Mirren and Aberdeen. Frustrating for us fans, guys, because we didn't get to see Celtic play, and probably frustrating from a player's point of view as well, Jackie, that they just had that result against Kelly and they weren't able to play, a couple of days later and get that off their chest.
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't think it would pop in the dressing room because I think, for one, with Neil giving them a couple of days off, the next time they get a day off, or if they do get one, he spoiled it for everyone.
Yeah.
So they should be able to do that and relax. And then just said it's an important season. There's a lot of pressure on the lads this year. They've started the first game really well, and this happens, but he has to learn from it. And he's made a monumental mistake and let down a lot of people, but it's retrievable.
Exactly. We move on. In terms of Celtic and the consequences, as we say, we could be as much as 9 points behind our rivals, or Hibs, I think, the following weekend, depending what happens over the next couple of weeks or so. What do you make of this deficit, Jackie, and the fact that we're playing catch up now? Is that a worrying thing for the players and for the Celtic support, or is it just too early in the season to ponder things like that?
Yeah, it's too early. I'm not concerned about that. You see that the game yesterday, Rangers dropped points away in the plastic pitch again. So that it's too early. We lost the first, when we stopped 10 in a row, we lost the first two games of the season. We went on to win it. There's a long way to go, and there's a lot of strange results. And I know Hibs have started okay, but I've watched the games as well, and there's nothing in this league that would indicate any cause for concern at this moment.
Yeah, I know we've kind of spoken about it in the past, John, and you're maybe slightly more concerned than me. Is that fair to say about the fact that we're playing catch up a little bit?
I just don't like the idea of going into a derby game, for example, and I'm perhaps points behind because the games have been delayed until January. That's my only real thought on it. So there's a little bit of me that's concerned, but from the outside, it's hard to know what's in the minds of the players in these situations. Jackie, throughout your career at Celtic, was there ever a time that you felt you were really chasing in terms of a points deficit? Does that play into a player's mind when he's preparing for a game or in the training and the build-up to a game? Or is this more of a media fabrication, the fact that we could be all these points behind and it puts pressure on the players?
It's part and parcel of playing, to be honest. They've got the same pressure to go and win it. Once you win it, then yeah, there's a pressure there. But you see Rangers going to Livingston, dropping points, getting a draw. So they've had that pressure, saying, before the game, right, let's make sure we win it and get that little cushion early on. And they haven't handled it right away. The first question that's been asked, so the pressure turns back on them. But obviously, when we start back, the pressure's on to jump ahead of them and get past them. And it's going to be that the whole season. And it's that every season. It's handling that pressure, and to be honest, Neil and the boys have handled it really well last year, the year before. When they've had a real challenge, they've stood up to that. After January, they dust themselves down in Dubai, got themselves ready, and went on a charge which brought the league title home again.
Yeah, I mean, a lot's been said in the kind of wider Scottish football about what's going to happen with regards to breaches of coronavirus rules, and loads has been suggested. We've heard various things. Celtic and Aberdeen should forfeit the matches they couldn't play. Others saying that only those players should sit out. Some people, Chris Boyd, just to name one, even suggesting we should get a points deduction. What's your thoughts on all that, Jackie? Don't mean to put you in the deep end there.
No, it's just clutching, isn't it? I mean, I think, to be honest, it's strange times for everyone, connected, not just in football, but in everyday life. There'll be breaches all over the place. If you follow in every club, every player, this is obviously documented because he's went out the country and stupidly, made a bad error. But if you're going to dissect everything over the next number of weeks and months ahead, there'll be a lot of things done wrong. So just be careful is the most important thing.
Yeah, especially in the league, it's just so important that we it's been a bit of a false start to the season for me, just with the lackluster performance at Kilmarnock, and then there's these two matches, and we're waiting around, and there's all this drama and controversy. It's just not what you need. So I think Jackie's right, though. He made a very good point towards the start of this video. It's retrievable. That's the main thing. And if Celtic show their quality and their mentality going forward, then we shouldn't have any problems. And Jackie hit the nail on the head. I back this team's mentality more than the Rangers team's mentality. So I'm looking forward to us getting on the pitch again and really racking up the points, and hopefully an early derby victory. I think that would set us up very well for the season ahead.
Yeah, that's great to have your thoughts on that again, Jackie. And thanks very much to anyone who's managed to tune into this video. We really would appreciate if you do so with the rest of our videos. If you don't want to miss out on any future uploads, just click the subscribe button and the alarm bell as well, and we'll speak to you very soon.